Hello, hello, hello. Happy Halloween, everyone. And happy Friday. Welcome to today's live. I hope everyone is doing well. For anyone new here, I'm the Seer, your guide to love, destiny, and manifesting the life you desire. I hope you're all doing well. And I hope this space today brings you some peace, brings you some clarity, brings you some spooky magic. And also, for anyone new here, if you would like a free reading, just click the link in the pinned comment. You'll be added to the queue. Just wait for your name to be called. A reminder of how I read. I'm an energy reader. Tuning into your energy, your situation, anyone else in that situation. So I don't do yes, no, timeline, or general questions. Please provide as much context and detail as possible. It allows me to connect with your energy. All the guidelines, though, are in the chat, are in the Nightbot messages, so just refer to them. Hey to everyone in the chat. Happy Halloween. Hey, Sruthi. Hey, Samreen. Pooja. Tia. Lovely Ivo. Namira. Lovely to see you all. Let me go and grab the list. Actually, before I go to the list, so I'm using my Modern Witch Tarot deck because I thought that was appropriate for Halloween, and also because it's a special occasion, I'm going to pull an Oracle Moonology card, which again I thought was appropriate for Halloween. Just a random Oracle card, a random message for you, for everyone who's asking a question, just for your Halloween message. So let's get into it. I'm just going to grab the list. Is anyone doing anything for Halloween? Hey, Anne. Yes, and I've got my Halloween nails. I'll be closing the list soon because we're nearly at capacity. So if you do want to be added to the list, click the link now if you haven't already. Hold your questions until you're called, and I don't do synthesized souls. I don't do, well, actually, if it's a love forecast, that's fine, sorry. But just hold your questions until you're called. Thank you. Sruthi, my love, you were first. I think I might have to close the list. Thank you, Sruthi, my love. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday, Sruthi. Halloween, baby. What's that like? So Sruthi says, it's my birthday today and I want to start this new cycle with clarity and balance. Great intention there, Sruthi. Could you read my energy and share any insights about what I should release or embrace moving forward? Great question, Sruthi. So what does Sruthi, at the start of this new cycle, this new year for her, what do they need to embrace? Oh, look, we've got two cards, so we'll take them. Embrace or release. Seven of Pentacles and the Hierophant. What I hear straight away, Shruti, is I feel like we need to release more than one thing. Like the Seven of Pentacles is a card of assessment. We see this woman here, this witch here, who is stepping back and looking at what she's created and how far she's come. The Seven of Pentacles is, I always see it as kind of a bit of a congratulating card of saying that you've built something important and you've come further than what you think, but it's also a constant process of assessing and shedding what we no longer need. I feel like you've been doing that and you can continue to do that and continue to be critical in a constructive way of others, of steps that you make, because it is Pentacles, so it's about making practical changes, reviewing your situation and how you can tweak things, where that's in relation to study, to home, to money. You know, I'm just thinking of all the issues that Pentacles kind of resonates on, and your ambitions and where you want to go. Continue to apply that critical eye and that skepticism in a way. Be very boundaried. This woman has her arms crossed, but it doesn't feel like in a negative way. It just feels like, you know, prove yourself. Before, I'm not going to open you, I'm not going to welcome you with open arms. I'm going to scrutinize you before allowing you into my energy field. So that's kind of an answer to both those questions in some ways, of that we're always releasing people, places, things that don't serve us, that don't pass the test, and we can embrace things, people, places, things that do. We also have the Hierophant here, which is interesting. The Hierophant is about traditions and about doing things by the book, and I feel like this is something again to embrace. About it feels like boundaries, it feels like taking things step by step. The Hierophant is someone who people look up to, and I feel like this is maybe already who you are, Shruti, or someone that you're in the process of becoming. There are people who are in front of you looking to you for advice, for guidance, and I know that kind of, I feel like that's something to embrace, that you have a wisdom, an innate wisdom, and you can offer guidance to others. I don't know if this can be in the area as well of work or studies, if teaching is something that you've ever considered or are open to, or it might just be with friends, with family, that you move through space in that way, that you are a teacher of sorts, you are the Hierophant. So that's what to embrace moving forward, I think, that role. And the Hierophant, this teacher, does do things by the book, says, you know, there are rules that we need to follow. We can't jump from A to Z. We have to go A, B, C. We have to do all the steps to do things right, to do things properly. You kind of uphold standards. So quite a lot there. I hope that resonated. I do guide for you, friends, says Shruti. So I think that that's who you are. And that is a role I think that you could explore more moving forward as well. Let's see what your Moonology card is. Your Halloween message. Your birthday Halloween message. Oh, your dreams need a practical plan. Interesting. So Pentacles and the Hierophant, kind of a similar kind of energy, about being very realistic, practical, strategic. There we go, Sufi. So I hope that resonated for you, my love. I'm just going to close the list. That's not a bad thing, Sruthi. Does that feel that was not a bad message? It just means lean into that practical energy, yeah? Closing the list now, guys. Okay, Tia Beer, thank you, my love. Tia Beer says, hi. The Pisces is still yet to be seen or heard. Oh my goodness. Energy check. What does he plan to do with our connection? Wondering if he's really walking away for good. This seems so left field, Tia. What does he plan to do with our connection? Let's see where he's at now. What's his thinking? What's his plan? Major Arcana, heavily on, weighing heavy on them at the moment. I think this connection, maybe what I feel like as well is that they're maybe in a quite judgmental energy. Judgment is the card of karma. Okay, so past decisions, past choices, or past issues even sort of coming back to haunt us, things that we haven't dealt with. Do you feel that they've judged you, Tia? Can you tell me more, Spirit, about what their actions are going forward? Ace of Wands, so this is like reaching back out to you, a fresh start if you want it. Obviously this raises questions of doubt and, you know, conversations to be had, the fact that if he's just disappeared off the map. But we do have this Ace of Wands coming through of actions, which is, you know, a new beginning, an olive branch of sorts, or, you know, an olive wand here, that is communication and message, movement after what is stagnant and what is still. So at the minute they are still in their I'll just say it how I see it, as their judgment, in their kind of judgmental energy. That's how this is coming through. This needs to drop, which I think it will, because then we see this Ace of Wands, which is a shift in this. But, you know, I don't know how you'll feel about that. You know, when they do come back, what will they have to say? What will they have to share of their reasoning? It's quite immature and quite painful, yet to be just ghosted and to go totally quiet without much, without communication, really. But anyway, it tells us quite in black and white here. I feel like very clear message from Spirit. This is where they're at. They're in their judgmental energy, needs to be released. It will change, it will pass. And then we have the Ace of Wands, which is communication, new beginning. So, i.e., they will be back, yeah? And then let's see what they come forward with from there. So I don't do timelines, but all I would say is Wands is fast moving energy. So not a long, if we think of energy and timelines, Wands is fast moving. So that's all that I would comment on that. Like I said, I don't do timelines, But Pentacles energy is traditionally slow moving. Wands would be fast moving. Let's see what your Moonology message is, your Halloween message, Tia. Ooh, hold your vision. So I take what resonates, but I think this would be in relation to this connection. Just hold your vision about the outcome that you want here. Manifest that, okay? Manifest it coming in soon as well if you want it to come in, which I imagine you do, for it to come in quick. Hold your vision of the outcome that you want. Give you some kind of sense of control in that. That's where you should put your energy now. I hope that resonates. Okay, we have Anshuman. If you are here, please go ahead and post. You're next. Just going to grab an updated list. Welcome, Tia. I'm not sure if Anshuman is here. Thanks, Samreen. I haven't seen Anshuman, so I'll read for Samreen. Samreen says, what's the pilot's energy towards our relationship now that he's back from his long trip? Some conflict, could be external, or if your communication is fine, then this can be internal. I feel like we've had this before. I think it was the same when they were on the trip, Samreen, correct me if I'm wrong, but this kind of flip-flop energy that I feel like some days that they're very in the zone with this relationship and you're on the same page in that you want this, and then I feel like they do flip-flop into another energy that is not knowing what they want and being non-committal. That's what the Five of Wands is to me. Now, the Five, though, comes with a caveat that this does blow over, it does pass. So I'll ask for one more to see if this will continue or will it change. I think that's a good question. Oh, Judgment. There'll be a judgment call, I feel like, with this card. So it's a major arcana, and I suppose things will come to a head. The judgment card you see is about our past coming back to... It's like we reap what we sow when we see the judgment card, okay? It's the past coming back to either reward us or bite us, yeah? And I do feel like with the pilot that, I guess what I think that this card means and what it's saying is that this will have to, we can't continue in this energy. Things will have to come to a head. Yeah, so there'll be a turning point, a fork in the road, where they'll either have to commit or this will come to an end. Maybe you'll grow frustrated with them. I don't know what will push this fork in the road, But that's what I foresee happening. This can't continue forever, this flip-flop energy and the situation. Yeah, it'll either, the commitment will increase and they'll actually put both feet in, or this connection will end, essentially come to a close. Yes, this card keeps coming up, exactly. Let's see what your Moonology card is, Samreen. So this is your Halloween message. Oh, well, this is quite, nothing will come of this situation. Energy is always changing, but you know, we must take these messages of what resonates, that maybe this person is not open right now anyway to commitment. Or, I mean, this oracle card was just a random message. It wasn't really in relation to your question. So if you do want to take that in regards to something else that is going on in your life, Samreen, do take what resonates, leave what doesn't, or trust your intuition with this. Hope that resonates, Samreen. I don't know how you feel, if you're tiring of the pilot, what your feelings are around them. All three cards linking, yeah. Thank you, Anne, for posting. You're welcome, Samreen. Keep us posted, yeah? Just going to update the list, guys. Okay, so Anne asks, what challenges or blocks exist that are preventing the person on my mind from reaching out or initiating communication with me? I know we were looking at this last time, so it's like a continuation of the same reading, isn't it, Anne? So let's pick up where we left off, yeah? So what's the block? What's preventing this Anne's person, please, Spirit, from moving forward? How strange. Then we've got the Lovers. Are they in another connection? Potentially here. Are you aware of that? There is still some connection here, which may be over, which may be done, but their heart is still there, or maybe there is unfinished business there that is ongoing. Would you be aware of that, Anne? Would you know that? Six of Wands suggests a positive change though. Six of Wands is card of victory, card of success. Once this is resolved. But the Lovers cards, the message that came through to me from Spirit with the Lovers card here, it did feel like a past lover, an old connection that hasn't. So you say no, Seer, like you wouldn't know. Is that right, Anne? You wouldn't know either way. Anyway, I suppose that ultimately it doesn't really matter, in the sense that this can be an existing connection or a past connection that they still carry a torch for, and there's unresolved feelings, there's unresolved issues here that need to close out, that need to be resolved before you can be victorious and get success and have this change of moving forward. So it's interesting because that, I suppose, would make sense in that we see there is an attraction there with this person. They are drawn to you. There is a physical attraction, but they're not making a move. And the reason they're not making a move is because there is, one way or the other, there is someone else in the picture. But the Six of Wands does suggest that you will be successful and victorious in getting what you want in this situation, which suggests that this connection will close out. We received a death card earlier for his reading. So the death, the transformation. Of that connection, of that commitment. So I hope that resonates. I hope that makes sense with your situation. And let's pull your Halloween message from our Moonology deck. You and your loved ones are safe. Take how that resonates. New moon in Cancer. Can be related to this situation, that card, if it resonates, or it can be just be related to whatever else is going on in your life. And okay, moving on. Venny, my love, if you are here, please go ahead and post. We have Venny and then we have Nat. You're welcome, Anne. Thanks, Anne. Thanks, Nat. Sorry. I'll read for Nat because I'm not sure. I haven't seen Venny. But if you are here, Venny, do post. If not, I'll have to move on. And Nat asks, love guidance for the next few weeks. Overthinking is an understatement lately, lol. I can only imagine, Nat. So this really is, I was watching some recaps of old readings and I saw we got for you, do you remember we got that Emperor energy? That an Emperor coming through for you. And this was someone who was very direct. Yeah, obviously the Emperor energy pulls no punches, who in communication and the boss of the deck. Do we think this is this Antonio? But anyway, let's see what's coming in love for the next few weeks for Nat Nat, please, Spirit. I laugh because this is you overthinking. Head in the hands. 9 of Swords is anxiety, worry. But it says your fears are unfounded, Nat Nat. This is what the 9 of Swords is all about. It comes to say that this anxiety, this overthinking, this troubled mind is your worst fears will be unfounded. This is just what you say is, you know, overthinking. This is about 3 a.m. in bed, or whenever your peak worry time is. And these are all the swords of anxiety. So really the message with this is, I'm going to pull another card, but let's try and find ways to manage this so that we don't like burn out, almost, is what I feel like. So meditating, exercise, visualization, manifestation practices, journaling. What's tapping, EFT, if you've ever done that, that's very powerful for when we feel very stuck and when we feel like we can't stop our racing thoughts. Tapping is very powerful, very effective. Use your, Nat Nat, you must have some kind of practices that help. So do lean into them. Tell me what else is coming other than Nat Nat's anxiety. Write them down, yeah, write the fears down. Oh, goodness. 9 of Swords to 10 of Swords. I mean, the 10 of Swords is about the end of, I think, the difficulties that you've had. It gives us context, which we know Nat, but it's a reminder of the context maybe of why we're anxious, why we have a hard time. It is, yes, because we're a Virgo, so that's our nature. But also it's kind of past learned experiences, yeah, like having hopes and then being let down and being disappointed and, waiting by the phone here. So it's also maybe to cut yourself some slack and give yourself a break as well. That it's learned behavior, really. This isn't like your fault, but also it marks, I think, the end of this, like it is an ending and the possibility of, feeling reassured and not having to be so anxious. Like that's how a relationship should go and should be. It's normal at the beginning, but then if it continues and we're in a relationship and our anxiety levels stay that high, then that's like a red flag, yeah. But it is early days now, so this is, I feel like, normal in a way, particularly after difficulties that you've had. So I do feel like it says give yourself a break, but it also says that, this just the 10 of Swords message is the worst is over. So I feel like ultimately it's a reassuring card. It's expressing the hard time that you've had, but it's acknowledging that, but it's also saying it's the end of that. Let's see what your Moonology message is, Nat. Spirit, please bring through Nat's Halloween message. Not necessarily related to this, Nat. It can just be what you need to hear today on Hallows Eve. Ooh, communication is key. Gemini, twins there, new moon in Gemini. So maybe this is about that, you know, swords is about communication. And making sure that's clear and trying to get an understanding and being on the same page. And if communication is good, we'll shift out of the anxiety, won't we? Because it's all about knowing where we stand, I think. Hope that resonated. Okay. We have Namira next, my love, and then Katana. Keep us posted as always, Nat. I'm glad that resonated. Hey Namira, I would love to have a Halloween message. Well, that would be your oracle, so I'll do that. But if you have another that you want to ask the tarot, Namira, please do something more specific. Oh, no, any specific questions and taking my rest. So I don't do general readings. I mean, if you just want a Moonology card, an oracle card. Good to hear that you are taking your rest. Okay, we'll do your Moonology then. So what is Namira's Halloween message, please, Spirit? What does she need to hear? Ooh, your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. So stand strong. That always seems to be the message for you, Namira, doesn't it? It's all about boundaries, and which you are standing strong. Tell you what resonates with that. Obviously, this is a general message, so you interpret that how it hits, how it resonates for you, but your commitment is being tested. Maybe with your son, maybe in another area. So we need to dig in. Hope that resonated, Namira. So Katana, are you here, my love? We have Katana, then we have Liz. If you can both go ahead and post your messages. Thank you, Katana. Katana says, I'm single for a long time and I'm definitely not into online dating stuff. Fair enough. What guidance can the spirits offer me about my romantic partner destined to me? Okay. I'm glad that resonated, Namira. You're aware. Yep, that's all that you have to be. You know it's coming down the track maybe, yeah? Okay, Katana, my love, this is for you. Let's have a look at a comment on that question. To guidance from Spirit about your romantic partner. Oh, well, they're out there and they're on their way to you. The Lover's card is that person who aligns with you, who is your soulmate. This is about long-term commitment, twin flame, you know, your person. So this is a lovely card to see. What I would say is if you want to move this forward and kind of dig into this, you may already be doing it, but manifesting is a great way to create a daily practice to bring this person through. Because I know, like you say, you don't like dating apps and stuff, which I totally can relate to, and it doesn't have to, we absolutely don't have to meet people that way. We can to be out in the world, putting ourselves in places where we way to do something internally to bring this through, so we can match the practical with the internal work as well, and bring this through. So how do you imagine your ideal partner? What would they look like? How would they make you feel? What qualities would they have? Almost create that ideal partner that you would like and bring them, manifest them towards you, Kitana. So I feel like that's something that you could work on, or that you can lean into, because the Lovers has a magical quality to this card and a spiritual element to it, yeah. And manifestation, I mean, it is a science, but it is also, I see it as kind of a spiritual practice as well. It's tapping into the energies of the universe and working with them to get what you want. So begin to, if you haven't already, but begin to build a very specific, clear idea of who you want your partner to be. Who is this person, and what qualities do they have, and what would that make you feel like? No voice, says Namira. Have I gone quiet? Can you hear me? Let me know. Before I continue, I'll just wait for someone to give me a thumbs up that you can hear me. Might have just cut out there, Namira. It says that my mic is still working. Right, Katana, I'm going to pull your Moonology card now, which is just your Halloween message. Thank you, Pooja, for letting me know. Thank you, Jem. So Katana, this is your, which isn't to do with your question, it's just a Halloween message, not just, but it is your Halloween message from Spirit. Thank you everyone for letting me know. Katana, Katana. Ooh, take time to breathe out. So we all need to do this, hey, but like relax, lean into the process, trust the process, let go of some stress. Katana. Beautiful message. Hope that resonated. Okay, hey Liz, thank you for letting me know that you were here. Please go ahead and post your questions. So we have Liz, Alvin, I see that you're here, which is great. So you are after Liz. Just check up the list, Pooja. So the list is posted regularly. All you need to do is scroll back up in the chat and you can see where you are on the list, okay? You're welcome, Katana. Please don't repeatedly ask whose turn it is or for the list. Obviously, I'm in the middle of reading, so just look to the list that is posted regularly. So I'm just waiting for Liz to post her question. Alvin, you can go ahead and post your question as well, just to keep things moving. And yeah, just to keep things moving. There's a bit of a delay in the chat for me, so just bear with me on that. Thank you, Alvin. I'll read for Alvin because they've posted. Alvin asks, what is emerging for me in terms of career for the final 2 months of the year? Let's have a look, Alvin. What's going on for you right now, career-wise, Alvin? Are you in work, looking for work? Let's see what's coming. For the remainder of this year, specifically. For career, please. Moving into calmer waters. So 6 of Swords, Alvin, is all about moving from, which may have been a turbulent time, be that if you were in work, looking for work, whatever your situation that you are emerging from, it suggests that things have been difficult. The water has been choppy. Maybe you've experienced ups and downs. Take what resonates with that to your situation. Alvin says, I took a break from my business because of burnout and now feeling ready to get back in marketing and networking mode. So maybe that was that turbulentness, okay, that you did the right thing for yourself and you took a break. Burnout, like you say, burnout. I've been there. And yeah, 6 of Swords is about transitioning into something new and something calmer. So I suppose being mindful of that as well, to do something different this time round aligns with where you're at now. So we're not going back to what we once had, yeah. Alvin says, yes, I had a hard 24 because of parental caregiving, okay, which is a new reality now. Maybe this is your person here as well, or, you know, the parent of your child Tell you what resonates with that. Now, the Six of Swords also says that this is like a mindset thing as well, Alvin. So there's some things around career, maybe about what we want and what we need. Maybe you've been through a transformation of that, and it's about leaving old mindsets behind, and things that maybe have become outdated for you. So what you once wanted back in 2024 or prior to that even is now different. Your needs are different and your outlook is different. But this is a period time frame yet of the end of the year, and it would suggest anyway that it is a positive shift, that we're moving into something calmer, and maybe that's the kind of role that you need. I feel like as well, like something that's not too crazy demanding, if that's possible, and not too fast paced, but something a bit more level and a bit more calm and a bit more that just is, if jobs like this exist still, of course, that so many jobs just want your life, but if it's possible to try and keep something that is more calm and not really full on, if that resonates. Yeah. So think carefully as well about what we want next, and like I say, something maybe less fast paced, for want of a better word. I hate that corporate term, fast paced, but you know what I mean. Let's see what your Moonology card is, your Halloween message. Ooh, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Maybe that's something around the mindset that we were talking about there. What's that negativity that we need to let go of? Nice card. I hope that resonated. Scorpio, it's full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is always about transformations, endings, new beginnings. It's the Scorpio is the sign and the energy of transformation. Exactly, I do. Sometimes we move too fast for capitalistic reasons, but not fulfilling. Exactly. It's always about infinite growth, more. It's never enough. It's not sustainable. It always leads to burnout, yeah, which is why we find ourselves where we're at now, but hey ho. I'm just gonna mute Pooja because they are not getting the vibe of what we're doing here, so I'm just gonna mute them. They're just spamming the chat, guys, so as we know, that's not what we do here, so I'll mute them. Liz, this is for you, my love. So Liz asks, am I at the right workplace for me? Joined new teaching job 2 months ago. So I don't do yes, no questions, Liz, but what I can do is have a look at the energy, the guidance for you around this, okay? You're welcome, Alvin. Okay, this is for Liz and her new job. Oh, this feels nice. 3 of Pentacles. It's all about collaboration, this card, Liz. Working together, having a common goal. So make connections, work on that, okay? Find allies, find friends, find colleagues who will help you out, Liz, and give you the inside info, you know, that we all need when we're starting a new job. What do we need to watch out for? You know, how do we deal with this? How do we deal with that? It's always like a massive adjustment when we are starting somewhere new. But the Three of Pentacles is positive. It says that the possibility for this kind of teamwork and collaboration is possible and available to you. And the Three of Pentacles is about having a similar goal. Okay, so working towards a similar goal. It's also here because I look here, there's like a teacher student obviously dynamic here as well. So I suppose it's about taking that approach as well of collaborating with the students, you know, making connections with them, really getting to understand how they work and finding and connecting to that common goal. So very positive, very worthwhile, and speaking of a lot of potential. Pentacles is earth energy, so it's just about being consistent, showing up, putting that effort in. And it's also about what comes through with the Three of Pentacles is that we can have different approaches. Of course, when we're in a working environment and a teaching environment, we're going to meet many different people with many different outlooks and many different point of views and different way of approaching things. And it's about working with those differences and not allowing them to work against us. That's the guidance as well. So kind of working it out, working it through and overcoming obstacles. But it feels really nice, Liz. It feels like something good can come from this once you get settled, once you find your people within this organization as well and find your feet. But the fact that it's even got, you know, like a teaching image in it, the message is so specific that's come through for you. This is a place that you will be able to find people who have a common goal as you and be able to work together. So I hope that resonates. Let's see what your Halloween message is. Oh, this is the same card that came out for Alvin. It's time to release negativity. So maybe you, I don't know if you've got some fear, if this is in relation to the job or where this negativity is coming in. It can often be fear-based negativity, thinking the worst, maybe thinking bad about yourself, that, you know, doubting your skills, even doubting yourself in this situation. That can be the message. But it's time to let go of that and have some faith in yourself and believe that this can work out. Finding it a bit difficult to work with students to begin with, I can imagine, Liz. Give yourself some grace, yeah? Like, it's early days. What was it, 2 months? It's barely, you know, you've barely even started. So have some faith in yourself, have some faith in the situation. Maybe you're being too hard on yourself, that you're finding it difficult and thinking, you know, I mean, we all do it in a way. Is like, am I right for this? You know, am I not being able to see really how it will work out and that you will find your feet. But from those cards, it would says that yes, it is. Like I say, give yourself a bit of grace, be a bit kinder to yourself. Fearing the worst, yeah. Try to work on that mindset and have more faith that this can work out, Liz, because that's what the cards are telling us, yeah. Okay, so next up we have Gemini. We have Gemini and we have Scorpio, if you both want to post. So we have Gemini H51 and Scorpio 1180. Please do both post your questions so we can keep it moving. Oh, this is Gemini. Awesome. Hey, Pooja. This is Gemini. As a single person, I seek guidance for my love life. What energies or opportunities are coming my way? Will a new person enter? Someone from my past return? Or the person on my mind offer love? What should I... So that's a lot of questions there, Pooja. It's just one question per person. So what I'll do is I will focus this question on... I'm glad that resonated, Liz. On who is coming next, Pooja, through, okay? And see if Spirit, they don't always share this, but they will, if we ask for the energetic signature of who this person is, if you recognize it, then this will indicate to you that it can be an ex, or if it feels like someone that you don't, that can often tell us that it's a new person coming through, okay? No problem, Pooja. So let's ask who is coming next through in your love life, Pooja. Ooh. Death, which is the card of transformation. It's a major arcana. The Death card, so it is about endings, but it's also about, you know, in a death, there is also a rebirth. So there is there is a big transformation happening here. I need to find out more about this. Did you have, like with an ex, was there a very, say, traumatic or ending of a really important relationship, Pooja? Just wondering if that's what this is, why this is coming through, because it feels like the ending energy could still be lingering, and it's about dealing with that ending. Good endings make for new beginnings, and that our feelings are still caught up with this person. Let me know if that resonates. Oh, damn. Because then we've got the Lover's card. You've never been in any relationship. Okay, because I thought you said your ex. Someone from the past return. Okay. Well, here is your person. Again, the Lover's card is a very clear message of a twin flame kind of energy, a soulmate, a long-term commitment. And the promise of that is on its way, and that is in the near future for you. Okay? We have two people here who are each other's person, each other's soulmate. But before we get to that, we do have this death energy, which is, yeah, it's about a transformation. So if it's not in the area of relationships, it can be a personal transformation that you've been through. To me, though, the Death card, it just can be quite a sudden change and sudden ending that you've experienced. And there's something about this being the message for now, that we are in this kind of, maybe you're undergoing a transformation and that needs to happen first. That's what I feel. Before this person can come through to you, before you are ready, okay, for this person. So like I say, Pooja, this Death card then may not be related to love. It's more about a personal transformation in you. that is undergoing. It can be spiritual, it can be what other areas of your life where you've experienced big change, sudden change. The death card can be a bit like the tower card, when it's like a shakedown of like, we need to let go of people that no longer are good for us, or situations that are no longer good for us. But 2 major arcanas here, Pooja, so I feel like there's a lot going on. Yeah, there we go, 10 of Wands. An ending again, putting down a burden that you have been carrying, which feels like it's about creating space for this person to come through. Tell you what resonates obviously with that. I don't know everything that's going on for you, Pooja, about what you're going on outside of this, outside of love, say, in your life elsewhere. But it, like I say, both these cards are about endings, which make way for your new beginning. So we're in the kind of preparation phase, and like I always say, good endings make for new beginnings. So we need to tie up all these loose ends, release people that aren't good for us, release situations that aren't good for us. Take how that might resonate, all or all of the above may. Okay, so let's pull your Halloween card now. Oh, lovely. How beautiful is that? Have faith in your dreams. So hold the vision, keep the faith, Pooja. Pooja says, I recently let go of someone completely from my life. Okay. Because often when we are searching, we're trying to manifest what we want and bring through, you know, real love, real commitment, that relationship we dreamed of. It can be about getting rid of negative energies that need to clear out, so we've actually got a space for this person to come through. And this is a beautiful message just for you to have faith in your dreams. So whenever you feel that doubt creeping in, try to meet it with love and try to meet it with care and say, it's okay, doubt. You don't need to worry. Like, this is, our dreams are going to come true. We're on track. Everything's exactly how it's meant to be happening. Trusting in the process. Okay, love and light, Pooja. Moving on. So we have Scorpio. This is for you. I know you posed your question. Thank you. So after Scorpio, we have Manifesting Love, 1111. If you want to post your question, and Nettie, please. But Scorpio, this is for you. Hi, beautiful. Can I ask, what are Robert's thoughts and feelings on commitment with me? Absolutely. King of Pentacles. So a few things here, Scorpio. So the King of Pentacles is someone actually who would be into commitment, because they are, Pentacles energy is about being all in. It's about someone that you can rely on despite difficulties in the past that you may have had. It can always in the mix that I think with this King of Pentacles as well, that work or money can be like a somewhat of a distraction, and a priority. Maybe if it's high on their list. I don't know if they are very career motivated or money motivated, or if they have money worries. So take what resonates with that. But this coin, you know, they're looking at this coin, so that can be part of where their focus is at. But I mean, in answer to your question, the King of Pentacles, I would say, would be an encouraging message, because the King of Pentacles is someone who, like I say, is really kind of is all in, is committed. And it's a king, which is a mature energy. If it had been a knight, then that's more of a red flag to me. Talks about immaturity and that kind of in-out energy. But a king has matured. They know what they want. They kind of have enough life experience to know their own mind. He's always working, okay. You're welcome, Pooja. Thank you, my love. And then we have 10 of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. So Scorpio, both these cards are really positive to say, you know, their thoughts on commitment when it comes to you, when it comes to this connection. There is a lot of potential here for that. 10 of Cups is emotional fulfillment. Can you see with the happy family here? You know, it doesn't have to look like that, whatever your happily ever after looks like. But, you know, here we've got the kids, the house, you know, the fulfillment. And the 10 is kind of like the completion, the pinnacle of that. So their thoughts, their mind, it does seem to be leaning that way on the long-term dream. Maybe that distance, I don't know if you feel distance from them. I think we've looked at it in the past where it has been kind of on-off. That work can get in the way, but kind of beneath that, maybe on a deeper level, that they do see this long term. So I hope that resonates, Scorpio. Both very positive cards. I hope they are manifesting that. It tells us what they want. Do their actions match up to that? Let's see what your Moonology card, your Halloween message, Scorpio. Ooh, we keep getting this. This is like the collective message for today. For us all to take in, including me. It's time to release negativity. So maybe that's about the doubt and the kind of disbelief that maybe you have a lot of doubts about this working out, Scorpio. Sometimes, but I understand the whole work thing. Yeah, it sometimes gets in the way with me also. I work a lot. Exactly. It's only human, isn't it? And normal, particularly nowadays with how everything is. Work is so demanding. So have faith. Again, believe this. Have faith in this connection. Have faith in them. Have faith that this can work out. You're both family orientated, so that's another plus sign. This 10 of Cups, you know, we're on the same page, we've got the same goal. So it's time to release negativity. Would say let's kind of lean into this and trust and have faith and belief, and not let our mindset and our doubt stand in the way of this. I hope that resonates, Scorpio. Okay, so I don't think Manifesting Love and Nettie are here. Check out the list, guys. So we've got Manifesting Love, Nettie, Vex Tech, Crystal Candice. Is that the same Crystal? I'm not sure. I think it is. And Gem. You're welcome, Scorpio. Who's here still? Who's waiting for a reading? Post your question now. I'm manifesting love, says Scorpio. I noted in my notes, I thought it might pop up that way due to the changes YouTube has made. What? Tell me about those changes, Scorpio. What do you mean by that? Let's see what Spirit Messages has for Nettie. What guidance do we have for Nettie, please? Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, okay, is about when we have, it's like hard-earned security that we have fought after maybe a period of instability, be this internally or externally or both. The Four of Pentacles, it's like when we've fought hard for the success that we have and the security that we have, either, like I say, financially, it could be work-wise, or it could be about the stability that we've fought for our inner peace. So tell what resonates with that, Nettie. But also the Four of Pentacles is then about not limiting ourselves. The Four of Pentacles comes with the message that it can be time at some point to push ourselves again with our ambitions, about going for more and not just settling essentially for what we have. And be that, you know, in your ambitions, it could be around work with Pentacles, finances, or about love, relationships, whatever that looks like to you, whatever you're you know, thinking big about your dreams. And it can involve stepping outside of our comfort zone and pushing ourselves and taking some risks. But it's about not limiting ourselves and about, it can be, you know, very fear-based, the Four of Pentacles, that we're scared essentially of losing what we have. So we're scared to go big and scared to go for more. But Spirit says it's okay. You've kind of got this locked in, and as long as we're not reckless, you know, it's not telling you to do anything drastic or take a huge risk, but it's just asking you, Spirit, for the remainder of this year, Nettie, so for November and December, to find ways to push yourself to go for your bigger dreams. And this may very well involve stepping out of your comfort zone. So I hope that resonates, and I'll pull your Halloween message, your Moonology. Oh, I see what you mean, Scorpio. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, Nettie, this is your Halloween message. Oh, lovely. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius, so take what resonates with that. Self-love into the situation. Maybe new love is on its way to you if you're single. Whatever situation that you find yourself in. I mean, love is very expansive as well. Can be connected to taking risks, stepping out of our comfort zone. Love is a very expansive energy. So that ties into that as well. I hope that resonates. Nettie. Okay, so we have Crystal next, my love, and then Jem. If you want to go ahead and post. I don't think Lex Tech is here, but if you are, do go ahead and post. And I'll read for Crystal now. So Crystal asks, how does Nixon feel now that we are no longer in each other's life? They're really kind of sulking, Crystal, is what I have. Four of Cups is often that kind of energy. Four of Cups, it's weird, it's like that the whole situation, because I know it's been, from the sounds of it, it's been very complicated, that they're in a very kind of defensive energy, a sulking energy. They feel, as well, the Four of Cups is about feeling rejected. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be, you know, even if it's them who've distanced themselves from you, however it's gone down, it doesn't have to be logical. You know, love isn't logical. But they have feeling now that you're in no contact. Can we see how the arms are very folded? They are focused on the Four of Cups is about what hasn't worked out. The Four of Cups is about loss, disappointment, some anger there, some feeling, rejected. And what they are missing is really this fourth cup, which maybe is you, that you were actually kind of, as I understand it, Crystal, want reconciliation, a kind of offering something to them still, and maybe a solution or a different way to start a new chapter, maybe, yeah? Because they're too shut down and sulking, Crystal, and have some resentment and have closed their heart in a way, yeah? Because they are, you know, if they're in that sulking energy, they're not in an open energy. And there is some, they are licking their wounds and they feel rejected on some level. So they're shut down. That's why they're not reaching out. And I feel like this is your energy coming through, which is open and which is offering them, like you say, you don't understand why they don't connect, like why they're not open to connecting. But they're just not ready. This can change in the future, but they're just not ready. This is where, and they really, by pushing someone when they're in this energy, it almost just pushes them further into their cave, you know, into their shutdown. So we just have to give them time, give them space, and let them come round to it and shift out of this kind of energy, if we're ever going to be able to revisit this and have a chance of resolving it. Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't chase them, Crystal. And like I say, that chasing energy, really, by keep reaching out, it's not going to work. It's not going to help the situation when they're in that space. They're just closed off right now, and you just need to let them really work that out, work it through themselves. Let's see what your Halloween message is from Spirit. Ooh, here we go. A personal issue reaches resolution. So I feel like this is the issue that is on your mind and at the forefront of everything for you right now, Crystal. So this is hopeful to say that you will find resolution with this. It might feel hopeless, impossible right now, but there is a resolution one way or the other that will come through to you, okay, that will evolve. So you will resolve this one way or the other. Okay, I hope that resonated, Crystal. Thank you, Lex Tech, for just tell me a little bit more about your situation. Are you single? Are you in a connection? it just helps me to connect to your energy and have context. So Jem, if you were here, this is the last call for you, Jem. Do post your message if you are here. Last call for Jem. Thank you, LexTech. So, single, manifesting new love. Awesome. So, what's next in love for LexTech, please? Ooh, well, it's brought through as someone's specific energy, which is always nice when Spirit answers with this. So it doesn't matter about gender, but this has come through King of Wands, and really what kings say is that they have like a mature energy, which is nice to see. Like I said earlier, a king is really someone who has some life experience, and they may be older in age, or if not that, then they can just be older in their character, their soul, yeah, in the sense that they know what they want and they just have that maturity about them. If it comes through as a knight, that sometimes can suggest someone who has the feelings but can have an in-out energy. The king goes after what they want, shows up, means what they say. King of Wands is very passionate as well. This is ruled by the element of fire. So it can be someone, they could be a fire sign or have that prominent in their chart. Someone who is passionate, someone who is ambitious. They can be a lot of fun as well, King of Wands. So it's not all serious. Like King of Wands can lead with humor and are very charismatic. And they're very driven and they're very direct, so they can be someone where it's nice to, in a way, kind of get this in the slipstream of their energy and go along with them, you know, that they can, it can be a relief in some ways for them to make the decisions, because they will kind of always have that running around kind of energy, always busy. So you might recognize this person's energy that was already, if you've got anyone who is a prospect, then take that. If you don't, then this would suggest that this is who is coming through next for you, LexTech. So watch out for that. But this is like a serious, what's happening next in love for you is this King of Wands. Let's see what your Moonology card is. Your Halloween message. Tell me a little bit more, Jem, about where you're wanting to see that movement. What area of life are you feeling stagnant? Spirit, please bring through LexTech's Halloween message. Ooh, interesting. What do you need to release? So maybe in the meantime, I mean, maybe you're already doing this in your manifestation process, LexTech. But there is stuff maybe before your King of Wands comes through. We're still working on stuff that needs to be released. This could be mindset. This could be people, literally, who are a drain on your energy, and we need to, like we spoke of earlier, we need to make space for new energy and hold space and be very boundaried about who we let in and who we entertain in our lives, particularly in the area of love. But it could also, or I'm kind of hearing like some mindset stuff needs to be released. So maybe some blocks that are in you, some belief system maybe about why this can't happen. Some doubts maybe about why this can't happen, your King of Wands. But take what resonates with that. Beautiful card. Hope that resonated for you, Lex Tech. And last but not least, Gem, my love, this is for you. So in Korea, what to expect the first half of November? I hope things will start into movement. This is in the area of Korea, so what can we expect? In Korea, please, for Gem Spirit. I'm glad that resonated inside. Yeah, it was positive. So Gem, still some weight in energy, but it's not bad, okay? I don't want you to think this, if things feel still, if things feel like you're on a pause, stuff is happening behind the scenes, yeah? Three of Wands is a time really to trust that it's on its way to you, what you want, because this person is standing at the shore. This is you, and the ships are coming in. The ships are coming in, and the Three of Wands is about, it's fire energy, it's about ambition, it's about what we desire and what we want. So whatever you're working on, whatever kind of breakthrough that you're hoping for, you know, to be busier, to be promoted, whatever it is, when you say that is in relation to this stagnancy, is it is going to happen, and it is on its way to you. It's already kind of guaranteed. The ships are like on the horizon, but they haven't physically got to the shore yet, Gem. So try to see this period instead of in a negative way, and instead of kind of filling it maybe with doubt and that it's not happening and the movement isn't happening. It's really just at this, if you can imagine, it's just that time period really where we can see the ships, but we're waiting for them to pull up to shore, if that makes sense. Okay, so it's not like a waste of time. It's not that it's not happening. It's already happening. It's already underway. It's like, if you think of, you know, if you're traveling somewhere, if you're on a train and you've got a certain destination to where you're going to, but you've got 6 stops to go, you're not going to spend that time when you've got 6 stops to go thinking that you're not going to get to your destination. You know you're going to get there, but you just have to go through this. You just have to sit on the train until you get there. And that's basically the kind of equivalent, the analogy. So it's almost time to relax, time to chill, and just, you know, there's no need to stress really. Like I say, if you were sat on the train, you wouldn't spend your whole time worrying, am I going to get to my destination? Am I going to get there? You know, what's happening? Why aren't we there yet? Why aren't we there yet? It's that kind of energy. Or we could just sit back, put our feet up and chill. Let's see what your Halloween message is, Gem. Hi Anshuman, I'm sorry, yes, you did miss your call out. Catch me on Monday when I'll be live. Anyone new here, I'm live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. For anyone watching the replay. Gem, this is your Halloween message. Ooh, how nice is this? What an awesome card to end on. Expect powerful change, Gem. So this is just, again, I feel like just Spirit saying it's in the bag. It's on its way, yeah? Big changes are coming. So get ready, really, Gem. Like, enjoy the calm before all the action and this powerful change is coming. Because then, you know, you'll have to kick into action but it's on its way to you. Great card to end on, great energy to end on. And I'll end the live there, but thank you all so much for joining us today, those that brought your questions. I hope you all have a good Halloween, whatever you're up to. This is the day when the veil is thin as well between those who have passed and our dimension that we're in. So love and prayers to all those that have passed over. If you want to light a candle for those and remember them, and be open to messages, this is a great day and time to do that. But thank you all so much for joining today's live. I hope the messages you received brought you clarity, brought you peace and inspiration for the days ahead. And always remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and trust your own inner guidance. And like I said, I'll be back on our next live on Monday, and I'll confirm the time on the Sunday. So watch out for that. You'll just find that on the community post. But wishing you all love and light. Take care, guys. Take care. You're welcome, Jem. Love and light to you.